It is T-7 days until I leave for Massachusetts to attend the Fiber Witch Festival in Salem, Massachusetts, and my skirt is only about half done. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. This is another installment of the vlog series of making my mermaid skirt slash outfit for the Fiber Witch Festival in Salem, Massachusetts. This project started off as a simple shawl poncho and has since morphed into a giant floor-length skirt. I don't know how we got here, but somehow we did. It is beautiful either way. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. But this project started in January. It is now almost the end of April. It's mid-April. But the event is next weekend, and this is a huge project. And I wanted a floor-length skirt for this ball event, and as you can see, I do not have a floor-length skirt. I have a beautiful skirt, but I have a long way to go. So much, in fact, that I think I'm actually going to run out of yarn. So if you needed a catch up on the history of this project, you can go back and watch the first video where I dyed this yarn, but I am using this very, very pretty mermaid Surrey alpaca silk yarn. It is a lace weight Surrey alpaca silk yarn. It is so soft, it is so luxurious, but what makes this so special and mermaidy is this rainbow stellina. It's so pretty, it's so special, and I had to have it. And spoiler alert, I am planning on bringing this into my shop. So originally this was just going to be a fun little special project for me. But since I have been working on this, so many people have been asking if I'm going to be bringing this into the shop. Everyone loves the colors. So I don't know if this is going to be a permanent resident in the Megs & Co shop, but definitely for the end of spring, summer. I did order a full batch of this yarn. I have it in hand, and I am planning on bringing it in for the summer. Definitely these colors, and I am working as we speak on more colors to come for the collection. And literally as we speak, because I'm running out of yarn. So this skirt is huge. This is the Paris skirt, and it just takes up so much yarn. It's a floor length skirt. It's a big bell. It's beautiful. So the pattern had estimated that depending on the length, and of course you can make it whatever length you want. So, you know, the pattern doesn't know what length you want, but the pattern estimated that you could use, you know, anywhere from like 300 to 500 grams depending on the length. I want floor length. I want a ballroom skirt. So I thought I would be okay with 500 grams, which these are 50 gram skeins, so that would be using all 10 skeins of the 10 skein pack that I had dyed, and I dyed some of it in the first video, at least that first color. The color that I dyed in the first video is in this middle section, so I ended up doing a fade, so I have this like aqua green color. This middle part is the color I dyed in the first video, and then this is the third color that I'm putting in the bottom here. So pretty. Just love it. Anyway, this is the only skein that I have left. I'm down to my last skein. So you do hold the yarn double. So I've been fading them in, so I just have about 2/3 of one skein and just a full size of the other. So this is normally when I would start fading in my next color, and I don't have another color. So this is where I literally have the pans on, ready to go, ready to work on that other color. So I think what I'm going to do is to start transitioning to just a little bit of a deeper purpley color. Again, I don't want this to go like unicorny. I really want to keep this really pretty, really mermaidy. So I think I'm going to I'm going to keep these like kind of purple colors that I have, but I'm going to bring in some teals because I don't want this to go pinky purple. I still want to keep this aqua, mermaid aqua color. But we're gonna start bringing in some darker tones. So I am gonna bring in some more of these purples, these like true blues, but then bring in some teals as well. And so I need more length. So that's what I have set up in the pans today. And so that's what I mean. I'm literally developing more colors out of necessity, but with that, I will end up having a beautiful collection to then offer, because these are the first 3 colors. And then I have 2 pans set up. I don't know if I'm going to need 2 full colors, because for each color I had 3 skeins. I have 4 skeins of this final color, but 3 skeins of all the other colors. So I don't know if I'm going to need a full 6 more skeins. I really hope not. But just in case, I'm just going to do 2 more colors. Play it safe, so that way I don't have to dye more yarn. But anyway, so I have to dye this yarn. It's got to dry, and I just don't know if I'm going to have time to finish the skirt by next weekend. It's okay. I'm kind of bummed because I just really wanted to wear this, but it's going to be such a beautiful piece, and there's other events. There's Rhinebeck. This will probably end up being my Rhinebeck skirt. So, you know, it's fine. And I also had this idea of beading the bottom half of it to start adding like some weight to it and just really get that like swing bell bottom skirt going. And I just think like the addition of just some beads would really add the sparkle to it, because even though it is a sparkle yarn, it's just so subtle. And I think adding those beads to it, it would just add just such another level of elegance. And obviously in a week, I do not have time to add beads to this. So by just letting this project go for the Fiber Witch Festival, I will be able to add all those beads, and it just will be such a marvelous, beautiful skirt. Yeah, it'll be stunning, absolutely stunning. So excited about that. Anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to do, and this was a great suggestion by some of the folks that are in my Fiber Night knitting group, or Fiber Night group, not just knitting. Knitting rolls off the tongue, but it's not just a knitting group. It's alpaca and it's silk, so it's obviously going to grow a bit, and I really should test out the length of it, because I do want it ankle length. I want it to be dancing the floor, but I don't want to be tripping over this. So they definitely suggested that I really should start testing the length of this and doing some kind of soft blocking of it, and hanging it up and really getting gravity to start pulling it down, because chances are it probably is a lot longer than I think it is, because it's just been shoved in my bag, you know, as I'm working on it, then I shove it back in the bag. It really hasn't had time to properly grow, and I feel like it even being on this hanger, I've only had it on this hanger for like 20 minutes, I feel like it's already really started to just relax on its own, and it has, I feel like, grown a bit. I don't want to, did I pull the needles? I don't want to pull the needles. Okay. We're okay there. So what I'm also going to do is I just have like a little spray bottle. I don't want to completely wet block it yet, but I do have a spray bottle. So I am going to kind of just dampen it and see if that will also just kind of help gravity do its thing, since I don't have any yarn left to knit on this. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So this is just a regular mister bottle. It's what I normally use on my hair. It's like all slippery because it's covered in gel. So I'm just gonna spray it. Like, I don't want to soak it, but I do want it to kind of get damp. And then I'm just going to let gravity, like, do its thing. So I'm soft blocking it. So it is like a wet block, but I'm not like fully saturating it. But this should give me, and it's still even on the needles, but I don't want to get my needles wet, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Especially because my needles are wood, so I just really don't want to get those needles wet. I think this is really going to open up all those stitches. And I don't want to like pull it so much that I'm distorting the stitches, but I do want to kind of very gently like encourage gravity. So I could also steam block this. I do have a steamer, a handheld steamer. I don't know. I feel like this is just kind of like a lazy way because like it's just a lot faster, and I really just want it to grow. Like I'm gonna properly wet block it before I wear it, so that's why I'm like I just don't need to go too crazy at the moment. Oh my gosh, look at how much this has grown already. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. That added so much length already, and we still, I'll come back in here periodically just to make sure that like nothing is distorting up here with it being on the hanger like this. And I'll lay it down. Like normally you would lay things flat for this reason so that you don't get any distorting. But I want gravity to help with this. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Oh, looks like I dropped a stitch here. Pick that up. Oh my gosh, that grew so much. So that definitely helped a ton. Yeah, so now I don't know. I'm really hoping that I only need one more color. And yeah, if that's the case, because another option is that I can always just gently bind this off, and I can always come back to it, you know? I can always wear it at whatever length it is at. Oh, look at all this fuzz. It's always like the one downside of alpaca and these fuzzy yarns. Ew. But another option too is that I just work as much as I possibly can. Maybe I don't do the beads. And I just do, you know, just a very gentle bind off, and then I wear it, and then I can undo the bind off and keep going if I want more length at a later time. That's just going to be one heck of a bind off because it's a lot of stitches, but that's fine. I know I did want the beads, and you know, I could always sew the beads on, but I do feel like they're better when they're kind of knitted into it. They'll attach a lot better. But yeah, lots of options. But I do love that. Oh my gosh, it grew so much. So that does give me a lot more peace of mind that I really don't have quite as much to go as I thought I did. Because that went from being a little bit above my knees. I know you can't see on the camera right now, but that went from being just a little bit above my knees to it's like at my shins now. So that's exciting. Anyway, so let's go downstairs and let's work on dyeing up the next color.